Marilyn Manson, the enigmatic shock rocker, genius, controversy, and darkness. Marilyn Manson, born Brian Hugh Warner on January 5, 1969 in Canton, Ohio, is a figure who has polarized audiences for over 3 decades. As the frontman of the band that bears his stage name, Manson has crafted a career that blends musical innovation, theatrical provocation, and a fearless dive into the underbelly of human nature. His work, both revered and reviled, has left an indelible mark on rock music, pop culture, and the discourse surrounding art and morality. This article explores Manson's musical genius, his larger-than-life stage persona, his tumultuous upbringing, the controversies that have shadowed his career, and the myths, such as the infamous rib removal rumor that have fueled his legend. It also delves into his relationships, particularly the chaotic Evan Rachel Wood allegations, and reflects on the consistent quality of his albums and his fascination with humanity's darkest impulses. Musical genius, a provocative sonic architect. Marilyn Manson's music is a sonic kaleidoscope, blending industrial metal, glam rock, and gothic aesthetics with incisive social commentary. His discography, spanning from Portrait of an American Family, 1994, to We Are Chaos, 2020, showcases a remarkable consistency in quality. Unlike many artists, where albums typically yield a handful of standout tracks, say 2 to 5 out of 15, Manson's records often deliver 10 to 13 songs that resonate deeply with fans. This is no small feat in an industry where filler tracks are common. Manson's early work, particularly the Antichrist Superstar 1996 and Mechanical Animals 1998 era, established him as a musical visionary. Antichrist Superstar, produced with Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, is a concept album that explores themes of rebellion, nihilism, and transformation. Tracks like The Beautiful People and Tourniquet combine grinding industrial riffs with anthemic hooks, creating a sound that was both abrasive and accessible. The album's narrative arc, inspired by Nietzschean philosophy and Manson's own struggles with identity, cemented his reputation as a storyteller who could weave complex ideas into visceral music. Mechanical Animals marked a daring pivot, embracing glam rock influences a la David Bowie while retaining Manson's dark edge. Songs like The Dope Show and Coma White tackled fame, addiction, and existential despair with a polished yet haunting sound. This ability to reinvent himself musically and visually became a hallmark of Manson's career. Later albums like Hollywood in the Shadow of the Valley of Death in 2000 responded to the Columbine Massacre's media backlash, with tracks like Disposable Teens and The Nobodies offering biting critiques of societal hypocrisy. Manson's lyrical prowess is another pillar of his genius. His words are poetic, provocative, and often laced with double entendres. He draws from literature, philosophy, and pop culture, creating lyrics that are as intellectually stimulating as they are emotionally raw. Albums like The Pale Emperor, 2015, and Heaven Upside Down, 2017, show a mature Manson blending bluesy undertones with his signature menace, proving his ability to evolve while staying true to his core. What sets Manson apart is his conceptual approach. Each album is a world unto itself with distinct aesthetics, themes, and alter egos, e.g. the alien-like Omega in Mechanical Animals. This level of artistry, combined with his knack for crafting consistently strong tracks, places him among rock's elite. Stage persona, the shock rock spectacle. Manson's stage presence is a theatrical tour de force blending horror, satire, and high art. His performances are less concerts than immersive experiences designed to provoke, challenge, and entertain. Drawing inspiration from Alice Cooper and David Bowie, Manson's stage persona is a grotesque caricature of society's fears, a self-proclaimed Antichrist superstar who revels in taboo. His shows are known for their elaborate visuals, towering stilts, grotesque costumes, and provocative props like burning Bibles or piñatas filled with animal entrails, a nod to his Willy Wonka-inspired commentary on human nature. During the Dead to the World Tour, 1996 and 1997, Manson would tear pages from the Bible, a gesture that sparked outrage but underscored his critique of organized religion. In the Golden Age of Grotesque era, 2003, he adopted a Weimar Republic-inspired aesthetic, complete with cabaret-style performances that mocked fascism and consumerism. Manson's ability to blur the line between performance and reality is key to his mystique. He once described his stage antics as a mirror reflecting society's hypocrisy. "I'm not the devil. I'm just showing you the devil you already know." This duality, part provocateur, part philosopher, makes his performances unforgettable even for those who find them repulsive. Childhood and upbringing, the making of a rebel. Brian Warner's childhood in Canton, Ohio was a crucible that shaped his outsider perspective. The son of Barbara Wire and Hugh Warner, he grew up in a working-class household with a complex dynamic. His father, a Vietnam War veteran, was often distant, while his mother was deeply religious, sending young Brian to a private Christian school in 1974. This experience was formative, exposing him to rigid dogma and fostering his lifelong disdain for authority. Warner has spoken of feeling alienated as a child, a sentiment exacerbated by his exposure to his grandfather's disturbing behavior, detailed in his 1998 memoir, The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. He found solace in music, particularly Kiss and David Bowie, and in writing poetry. After moving to Fort Lauderdale, Florida in his late teens, he studied journalism at Broward Community College, where he began interviewing musicians for local magazines. It was here that he met guitarist Scott Puteski, Daisy Berkowitz, with whom he formed Marilyn Manson the Spooky Kids in 1989. The band's name, combining Marilyn Monroe's allure with Charles Manson's infamy, reflected Warner's fascination with the duality of fame and darkness. His early performances, marked by raw energy and DIY theatrics, laid the groundwork for his later spectacle, Controversies, a lightning rod for outrage. Marilyn Manson has been a magnet for controversy since his inception, with his provocative art and persona inviting scrutiny from religious groups, politicians, and the media. The 1999 Columbine massacre marked a turning point as Manson was falsely blamed for inspiring the shooters. His response, the Holy Wood album, was a defiant rebuttal, but the damage to his public image lingered. The most significant controversy came in 2021, when actress Evan Rachel Wood accused Manson of psychological and sexual abuse during their relationship, 2007 to 2010. Wood, who was 18 when she began dating the then 36-year-old Manson, alleged grooming, manipulation, and anti-Semitic abuse, including claims that Manson drew swastikas and used racial slurs. 4 other women, including actress Esme Bianco, made similar allegations, prompting Manson's label, Loma Vista, to drop him and his appearances on shows like American Gods to be cancelled. Manson denied the accusations, calling them horrible distortions of reality and insisting his relationships were consensual. A 4-year investigation by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department concluded in 2025 with no charges filed due to insufficient evidence. One accuser, Ashley Morgan Smithline, later recanted her allegations, claiming Wood pressured her to fabricate them. Manson sued Wood for defamation in 2022, but the lawsuit was largely dismissed, and he agreed to pay her $327,000 in legal fees in 2024. The Wood saga remains divisive. Supporters argue her allegations fit a pattern of predatory behavior, citing Manson's own provocative statements, e.g., a 2009 Spin interview where he fantasized about harming Wood. Critics, including some fans, point to inconsistencies such as Wood's engagement to Manson in 2010 and her initial denial of abuse in 2008 as evidence of exaggeration or ulterior motives. The truth remains murky, with both sides entrenched. Other controversies include allegations of inappropriate behavior, such as Wolf Alice's Ellie Rousel claiming Manson filmed up her skirt at a festival. Manson's defenders argue his provocative persona makes him an easy target, while detractors see a pattern of unchecked power. The rib removal rumor, a pre-internet urban legend. One of the most enduring myths about Marilyn Manson is that he removed his ribs to perform oral sex on himself. This rumor, which predates the internet's widespread use, is a testament to the power of word of mouth in the 1990s. My generation's ability to spread this tale without social media is indeed remarkable, fueled by Manson's shocking persona and the era's fascination with urban legends. The rumor likely originated from Manson's early performances with Marilyn Manson the Spooky Kids, where he would smash glass bottles and cut himself across the chest and ribs, leaving visible scars. These self-inflicted wounds, combined with his androgynous appearance and provocative lyrics, sparked speculation about his body and sexuality. Fans and detractors alike misinterpreted the scars as evidence of surgical alteration, and the rib removal story took on a life of its own. In a 1997 Rolling Stone interview, Manson debunked the rumor, expressing amusement at its persistence. He noted that fans would ask to cut him or burn him, misunderstanding his art as literal. The rib myth, like tales of him being a child actor on The Wonder Years or dying of an overdose, underscores how Manson's larger-than-life image blurred fact and fiction. Relationships, a tumultuous personal life. Manson's romantic life has been as chaotic as his public persona. His first high-profile relationship was with burlesque performer Dita Von Teese, whom he married in 2005. The marriage ended in 2006 with Von Teese citing irreconcilable differences and later hinting at Manson's infidelity. The dissolution inspired much of Eat Me, Drink Me, 2007, a deeply personal album exploring heartbreak and vampiric imagery. His relationship with Evan Rachel Wood, which began in 2007, was his most publicized. The age gap, Wood was 19, Manson 38, raised eyebrows, and their on-again, off-again dynamic culminated in a 2010 engagement that ended 7 months later. Wood initially described the relationship as healthy and loving, but her 2021 allegations reframed it as abusive. The fallout, detailed earlier, remains a defining chapter in Manson's life. In 2012, Manson began dating photographer Lindsay Usich, who contributed to Born Villain's artwork. They married in a private ceremony during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Despite Wood's allegations against Usich, including claims of threatening to leak compromising photos, the couple remains together. Manson's relationships often mirror his art, intense, controversial, and fraught with complexity. The mummified Asian boy rumor, embracing the macabre. Manson's fascination with the macabre has fueled bizarre rumors, including one that he kept a dead Asian girl in his home. In reality, Manson clarified in interviews that he owned a mummified Asian boy, likely a medical or anthropological specimen. This distinction, while still unsettling, reflects his penchant for collecting oddities, skulls, taxidermy, and other grim artifacts that align with his exploration of death and decay. Such anecdotes underscore Manson's comfort with humanity's darker aspects. He has spoken openly about abortion, drug use, and his own nihilistic tendencies, often framing them as part of his artistic mission to confront taboo. His 1998 memoir details disturbing experiences, like witnessing an abortion, that shaped his worldview. For Manson, embracing the grotesque is a way to challenge societal norms and expose what he sees as humanity's hypocrisy. Conclusion: a complex legacy. Marilyn Manson is a paradox, a musical genius whose provocative art has both inspired and alienated. His ability to craft consistently strong albums paired with his theatrical stage persona has made him a cultural force. His childhood, marked by alienation and rebellion, laid the foundation for a career that thrives on pushing boundaries. Yet his controversies, from the Evan Rachel Wood allegations to myths like the rib removal, have often overshadowed his work. The Wood situation in particular highlights the complexity of separating art from artist. While no criminal charges were filed, the allegations have left a stain on Manson's legacy, with fans and critics divided over his guilt or innocence. His fascination with darkness, evident in his music, his collections, and his public statements, makes him a lightning rod for both adoration and condemnation. Ultimately, Manson's story is one of defiance, creativity, and unrelenting provocation. He is no stranger to humanity's shadows, and whether you see him as a visionary or a villain, his impact on music and culture is undeniable. As he once said, "I'm not here to save you. I'm here to show you what you're afraid to see," by Scott Young, aka Sin Famous Gamer.